Ah, ah. What you don't see in my videos these days is the pain. What is it, like 2.5 weeks out now from 2 surgeries? Took off, about 10 tumors off my liver, reconnected my colon to my anus. My colon and anus are supposed to learn to work together again. It's supposed to take 6 weeks to a year and a half. But guess what? After the surgery, they tell me I got this bacterial infection that has me diarrhea nonstop. Nonstop. My anus is just learning to work again, or trying to learn, and it's getting hit with nonstop burning, flaming diarrhea. And I'm just laying in bed constantly. They had to put me in isolation. All I'm doing is pooping in my bed, laying in my bed like an infant, a helpless infant, constantly calling up, could you come to the room and clean up? Could you come to the room and clean up? And then I got these people scrubbing me down, and there's nothing I can do, right? Nothing. So I said to the doctor in the morning, I said, I need to go home. And he looks at me and says, absolutely not. And I'm like, well, what's my purpose of staying here? He says, do you see yourself? Well, I don't know. So I get this answer every morning. Then on a Saturday morning, you got a different doctor making rounds, who shall go nameless because he was my hero, but I don't know if he operated within their damn protocol. So, but he was my angel. I woke up that Saturday morning. I was feeling a little bit better. They had me on some pills. I will once in a while be that cooperative. See, right now as I'm talking, I feel something come out. Because I'm going to get to last night. Because last night I think was the break on through to the other side moment for me in all of this. But I'm still 2 weeks back. So 2 weeks back, in a Saturday morning, this doctor comes in and he's different than the others. I'm in an isolation ward, and he's got 2 assistants with him and a couple of nurses in the background. Never saw this guy before. And he had a really cool name, too. And he looks at me. He pulls down his mask. Once he did that, I'm like, this is my kind of doctor. He says to me, I think it's important when people talk to each other, they're able to see each other. He takes off his glove and shakes my hand, flesh to flesh, like a real man, you know? And I could see this one nurse, kind of a beta guy. I mean, I love the guy. He was very helpful. He's horrified by what he's seeing. The doctor says to me, I'm going to do everything I can to get you out of here today. I told him I wanted to go to a concert that night. The other doctor would have been, a concert? How can you? You can't even get out of bed. So anyway, the doctor leaves. His assistants keep coming back in the room to tell me what kind of progress they're making to get me out of the hospital that day because it's a Saturday. They got to get a hold of some of my other doctors. There's got to be some procedures done to me before I leave the hospital, blah, blah, blah. One assistant, she says to me, she's a college girl from Staten Island. She says, okay, we got you scheduled at noon or 1 or 2 for the procedure. Okay. We might make it to the concert. At 11:40, a person walks in my room to do the procedure ahead of time. I'm like, wow, I might actually make it to the concert. Whew. 4:30 p.m. My wife is outside the hospital with the car. I'm saying, you know what? Maybe we should just go right to the concert. But then there's another part of me. I want to do an edible. And so I want to pick that up at home. Not that you can't get an edible elsewhere, but I like the ones that I have. And there was something else I wanted to pick up at home. But home was in the opposite direction. Plus, she wanted to eat. I wanted to eat too, but I just didn't have time because we really were running late at this point if we were going to go home, then go to concert. So my wife is an angel, man. She gets us home. She grabs something to eat real quick. I grab an edible and everything. So, I know I needed my ID. That's what I had to go back home for because I wasn't sure if I'd need ID to get in. So then we drive back the other way. So we're going from Manhattan out to northwestern Jersey. Now we're going to upstate New York. Now it's getting late. I do the edible. I'm weak from not eating and from being in the hospital all this time, and so I get super high. My wife's driving. I feel like I'm flying through some space age time tunnel. And sure enough, it was, because I'm going to see one of the musicians who influenced my life in third and fourth grade, Mickey Dolenz. So it's like time travel back to 1966, 1967, whatever. We're running late. My wife pulls up to the front door. Can you get in there? Yeah. So I walk in. The concert had just started. A woman at the front door was amazing. I tell her what happened. I just got off the operating table. I'm really sick, but I'm here to see the concert. My wife's coming. Can you get her in when she comes? Sure. What's her name? I tell her name. Then she takes me upstairs to the balcony to get me in my seat, but we don't see my seat. And then I get separated from the woman. Then I sit in the floor. And then some security guy comes and he says, you can't sit here. He ends up, after I tell him the story, because I tell him I need help getting up, he gets me to my seat. Then I'm sitting in my seat. I'm looking around. There's thousands of other people there. And they're just sitting there like, I'm like, wow, 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 having an amazing time. And I'm the least physically qualified to be moving, I believe. Then my wife shows up. That's it. 2 hours of bliss, forgetting about all the pain and disgust of my surgeries and the C. diff bacterial infection. That's another thing. The bacteria infection was called C. diff. Right away, I said to myself, C. diff. It's going to teach me something. To C. diff, to see differently. Sure enough, it was and it is at this moment. Now, it starts going, well, the next day was really rough physically. I recover, I'm home, I'm feeling good. I can watch the NFL draft at home in the comfort of my own home. Sit here on the lake here, watch the birds, the goose mating season. They're having a wild time at night. Wah, wah, wah. And then a few days ago, the bacterial infection got a lot worse. And you might say, well, shouldn't you go to the hospital? They would have said that. No, I'm not going. What are they going to do in the hospital? I can't do at home. I'm just sitting here cleaning up my own poop. My ass is burning on fire. I can do that myself. Plus, I have better food here. And I can sleep in a more comfortable bed. I don't have to endure the humiliation of strangers coming in while I'm laying there naked in my poop. I can do it myself. There's nothing I can't do. And I even have a couple of good days where you might have saw another video. One day I went for a walk. Most days I can't even stand up, hardly stand up. So then it's getting worse and worse. 3 or 4 days of hell. It's like all I'm doing is passing through my anus, through my urine, just fire liquid, just burning and burning. Oh my God. I'm not sleeping. I didn't sleep for like 3 days. How can you sleep when you're just pouring out poop and pee constantly while you're in pain? But at least I'm in the comfort of my own bed. In the hospital, would I have slept? No, of course not. So as I'm talking, I feel something coming. Didn't feel like too much. But that's the thing. It seems like it's getting a little bit better today. I said that yesterday, and then it got way worse. So let's not say anything yet. But anyway, so last night, about 10 o'clock, I go, I poop, I shower, get out of the shower right away. The poop comes back out, back in the shower, back about 5 different times. Finally, I commit to, I'm just going to sleep in my poop. I go in bed, and I fall asleep from about 10 o'clock to 12:30. All of a sudden, 2.5 hours sleep. I wake up, I see a message on Facebook from an old friend who was a healer, a dolphin worker, a brother, somebody who healed me in the past on a spiritual level. There's a message from him. And I'm like, wow, if he only knew the timing of this when I'm seeing his message. Put down my phone. Terrible addiction, wonderful tool. Put down my phone, and I go back to sleep. And I sleep through most of the night. But then a few hours later, I do wake up. I go to stand up to go to the bathroom. I make it about 10 feet, and the fire is coming out my rear like worse than it ever had before. And I'm like, I think this is a breakthrough moment. Breakthrough on through the other side. I think on the other side of this is going to be healing. And that's where I'm at right now, and I do feel better today.